Yesterday about Caitlin Clark making the AP all-time college women's basketball player list. She was on there with the greats like Candace Parker, Cheryl Miller, and a host of others. Well, we all know who's been following Caitlin Clark, at least I know, and I know a lot of people back in
the internet went wild yesterday after Rebecca Lobo helped create the AP's all-time women's college basketball team. And guess who made the first team? Caitlin Clark, over Maya Moore and other legendary players who won multiple championships. The backlash came instantly. But here's what nobody's talking about. The actual statistics that justify this decision are so overwhelming. They reveal exactly why people are really angry. And it has nothing to do with basketball. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this controversy reveals something much bigger about how we judge greatness. Let me show you what everyone missed.
Y'all can see right there, Cheryl Miller is clearly on the list. It's stated for many college basketball experts selecting the greatest players of the women poll era. You know, it sounds easy until they try it. So ultimately, they got Diana Taurasi on there, Cheryl Miller on there. How many people from UConn gonna be on there, bro? That's what I want to know. Nearly impossible. Rebecca Lobo.
Rebecca Lobo, former UConn star, Hall of Famer, and now an analyst, was one of the experts who helped create this list. Listen to how she describes the process. It was extraordinarily difficult to separate college careers from professional achievements. Translation: they had to ignore everything that happened after graduation and judge players purely on what they did in college. 4 years, that's it. And when you apply that standard consistently, something surprising happens. Players who once seemed untouchable suddenly have real competition. Competition from someone who rewrote the record books in ways nobody thought possible.
It's the list right here. It says Taurasi helped UConn win 3 national championships, including carrying the Huskies to the last 2 basically on her own during her junior season. Now, guys, we got to remember, too, you know, not to take anything away from the great Diana Taurasi. She was playing, man, it really wasn't that much talent. It wasn't like how it is now, bro. That's all I'm going to say. You know, I ain't going to diminish what Diana Taurasi did, but, you know, the playing field wasn't the same for CC, bro.
So, this is the list right here. It says that Diana Taurasi helped UConn win 3 national championships, including carrying the Huskies to the last 2 basically on her own during her junior season. Now, guys, we have to remember something. Not to take anything away from the great Diana Taurasi, but back when she was playing, the overall talent level wasn't the same as it is now. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to diminish what Diana Taurasi accomplished. She's incredible. But the playing field just wasn't the same for Caitlin Clark, bro.
Damn, Maya Moore was second team, bro. CC the point guard on this team, bro. Facts, bro. Facts. She doesn't have a ring to her name. Who gives a damn? These are individual accolades by your thinking. Many notable NBA or WNBA players who have never been named for these types of awards. I am aware, but Maya Moore is still far better individually than, bro. Maya Moore is not better than Kayla, bro.
The first team looks like this: Diana Taurasi at shooting guard, Cheryl Miller and Brianna Stewart in the front court, Candace Parker rounding it out, and Caitlin Clark at point guard. That means Maya Moore, 2-time National Player of the Year, 4-time All-American, and 2-time national champion, is on the second team. The comment sections across social media absolutely exploded. CC was cold, but she's not better than Maya Moore. Where's the championship ring? This is disrespectful to the legends. But here's what those critics conveniently ignore. When you actually examine what Caitlin Clark accomplished in college, the argument isn't even close. And I'm about to prove it, with numbers that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about greatness. What are you saying, bro? Maya Moore on the second team. CC is the point guard on this team, bro. Facts. She doesn't have a championship ring. Who cares? These are individual accolades. If we only judged by championships, a lot of all-time NBA and WNBA greats would never make these kinds of lists. And let's be real, Maya Moore was amazing, but Caitlin Clark is on another level, all-time NCAA Division I scoring leader, men's or women's. Read that again. Not just women's basketball, all of college basketball. She owns records that transcend gender categories. 548 three-pointers made, the most in college basketball history. First player ever to lead her conference in both scoring and assists for 4 consecutive seasons. Most 30-point games in major college basketball history, 56 of them. First player to record a 40-point triple-double in NCAA tournament history. These aren't cherry-picked stats. This is a systematic demolition of every offensive. Record that, maters.
Caitlin Clark with Cheryl swoops. Somebody said I would have to agree. I did know more 1-2 PO player of the year and not number one. She should be first team. I don't give a damn. This is college. This is college. Hold on, where is that? Where is that? Because this is college, bro. Who is that right there? Yeah, this is we talking college. You talking college, bro. Records achieved and milestones. All-time NCAA Division I scoring leader. Man.
Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the championship argument. She never won a title, so she can't be considered the greatest. Really? You know who else only won one college championship? Michael Jordan won title at North Carolina in 1982. Then he left for the NBA and became the undisputed greatest of all time. Nobody holds that single college championship against him when evaluating his greatness. Nobody says, well, he only won once in college, so he can't be the GOAT. You know why? Because individual excellence matters. Dominance matters. Rewriting what's possible matters. And here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. Caitlin Clark's statistical dominance over her peers exceeds what Michael Jordan did to his college competition. Michael Jordan was a dog. But Caitlin Clark? She's redefining the game.
Dog. One player in NCAA history to lead her conference in both scoring and assists in 4 consecutive seasons. All-time leader in 30 plus point performances in major college markets. 56 such games. First player to record 40-point triple-double in NCAA tournament. Now, as I'm reading this, it sounds a lot like when her number got...
Paige Buchers, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese. Generational talents who will dominate the WNBA for years to come. Caitlin Clark faced defensive schemes specifically designed to stop her. Box and 1 defenses, triangle and 2, double teams 30 feet from the basket, and she still averaged 28 points per game for her career. She still dished out assists at an elite level. She still carried Iowa to back-to-back national championship games. Diana Taurasi played in an era with less overall talent depth. That's not disrespecting Taurasi, it's just acknowledging reality. The sport evolved. The athletes got better. And Caitlin Clark dominated anyway.
I don't give a damn how you feel. I don't give a damn that you mad that your favorite WNBA player didn't make the list or Caitlin Clark passed up some of y'all greats. But I don't care. Caitlin Clark, it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And we all know who Michael Jeffrey Jordan is. We need not talk no more. We need not talk no more. Because that's how profound. He worked 23, she worked 22. You got to be 21, 22, 23, 24 to be even considered in this conversation of great.
The criticism of Rebecca Lobo for this selection reveals something deeper about how we value achievement. When a young player breaks records and dominates statistically, there's this instinct to protect the legends, to find reasons why the new accomplishments somehow don't count as much. Different era. Stat padding. No championship. These are defense mechanisms. Because accepting that someone new reached a higher level means admitting the old standard wasn't the ceiling. It was just the floor. And for fans who built their identity around defending previous generations, that's threatening. T challenges their entire framework for understanding greatness, as if the legends and the new stars can't coexist on the same stage. Interview 9. Notice how Caitlin Clark herself responded to the honor. Humble, gracious. It means a lot to be named alongside players I looked up to. No arrogance, no claiming she's definitively better than Maya Moore or anyone else. Just genuine appreciation for being included in the conversation. That's the mark of someone who understands that legacy isn't about tearing others down. But her humility doesn't change the facts, and the facts are undeniable. She accomplished things in college basketball that literally nobody had done before. The question isn't whether she deserves first team. The question is whether we're mature enough to acknowledge it without feeling like we're betraying the players we grew up watching. And even Diana Taurasi herself gets it. She said, "What an accomplishment and what an honor, to think about the history." Taurasi understands that being included on an all-time list with Caitlin Clark doesn't diminish her own legacy, it elevates the entire sport. When the current generation pushes boundaries, it makes everyone's achievements more impressive. IT shows that the game evolved because of what the pioneers built. That's how progress works. You honor the past by surpassing it. and the true legends, the ones who really understand greatness, celebrate that.
Interwivwa 8. His older brother Logan lasted the entirety of his 8-round contest with Mayweather years ago and has repeatedly suggested that he has not been paid in full for the fight. This claim has been denied by Mayweather, but Jake has backed his brother's argument with his comments suggesting that the boxing legend has lost his £1 billion fortune. In an interview with Rob Moore, Jake said, "Floyd Mayweather is broke. I've been saying it all the time. I think he'd probably spend it on the girls he pays to be around him." The comments come after Logan took to Instagram earlier this month to take a jab about Mayweather on the 1-year anniversary. "1 year ago today, I fought Floyd Mayweather. He's hard to hit, but even harder to collect money from. Who should I fight next?" Mayweather was expected to earn $52 million from the fight, with Logan receiving £15 million of the purse. The boxing legend has dismissed the claims from the American YouTuber as nonsense, while also claiming that Paul has suggested that the pair should have a second exhibition bout since. "This is the guy who said he didn't get paid, which we know is truly false, which is why I don't entertain nonsense a lot of the time," Mayweather said at the press conference to announce his latest exhibition fight against Japanese mixed martial artist Mikuru Asakura.
That's why you gotta love 2K. Now, that was the article there that had came out. Going back to J-Mac, you know what I'm saying? This was the picture of all the ladies. I spoke briefly about this yesterday in a video. I didn't go all in like I'm doing now.
The Paul versus Davis fight is just over a month away and will feature several legitimate high-profile professional bouts on the undercard. Fighters such as Alicia Baumgardner, Ellie Scottney, Gary Antoine Russell, and other stars are set to participate for YouTuber Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather. Their ongoing feud reportedly began after Jake accused the boxing legend of failing to pay his brother, Logan Paul, for their exhibition match. Jake went as far as to call Mayweather a scam and bankrupt. Interview 8. Jake's older brother, Logan Paul, lasted the full 8 rounds in his exhibition fight against Mayweather a few years ago and has repeatedly claimed that he was not paid in full for the event. Mayweather has denied these accusations, but Jake continues to back his brother's claims, suggesting that the boxing icon has squandered his £1 billion fortune. That in an interview with Rob Moore, Jake said, "Floyd Mayweather is broke. I've been saying it all the time. I think he'd probably spend it on the girls he pays to be around him." These comments came shortly after Logan marked the 1-year anniversary of the fight on Instagram, posting, "1 year ago today, I fought Floyd Mayweather. He's hard to hit, but even harder to collect money from. Who should I fight next?" Mayweather was reportedly set to earn £52 million from the fight, while Logan was expected to receive £15 million. The boxing legend has dismissed the Paul brothers' claims as nonsense, adding that Jake has even suggested a rematch between Mayweather and Logan. At a press conference announcing his exhibition fight against Japanese MMA fighter Mikuru Asakura, Mayweather said, "This is the guy who said he didn't get paid, which we know is false. That's why I don't entertain nonsense most of the time."
I mean, what an accomplishment and what an honor, Taurasi said, to think about the history. So, boom. Her play court being named AP. Here we go. CC, one of the most honors in college sports. Caitlin Clark. It means a lot to be named to this all-time list alongside players I looked up to. Fun